won't vote for the NPP candidate to be elected on November 4th. So the attitude of supporters of Mr. Chamatin will depend on how the party reacts to solving Mr. Chamatin grievances. Mind you, some people are basically first and foremost MPP supporters, and then they support different people at any given time.
I get that clarification on the very analysis which is likely to play out in the election going forward. I mean, to Mr. Impianin, this may have a very deliberate and huge impact on the party, because Mr. Chamatin may pull out a certain grouping from the party. And this is also what you've referenced. And you say that depending on the person's allegiance, be it to Mr. Chamatin or to the party as a whole, that's likely to play out. Many say he will be considering a comeback in the future. That is, depending on how the election 2024 goes, he may not withdraw from the party, but may seek to be the flag bearer of the party after 2024. Is there a real likelihood that this is likely to happen, and not he withdrawing from the party and contesting as an independent candidate? Uncle Ben.
Mr. Chamatin will be 69 years next year. The next opportunity he will have will be getting, that is 2027. That is when the party, whether they win or not, will start the processes. So Allan, at about 72 years, will be trying to make a comeback as the candidate. So it will depend on a lot of things, whether at 72. My new book has very interesting analysis of how people perceive a certain age that people will contest. But I'm hoping that for the sake of democracy and things, I mean, we have two strong parties, and that makes it good for our democracy, because you mess up, you are going out. And my analysis of the 2020 elections is that at least 30% of Ghanaian voters are swing. It is only a swing voter who will go into voting day time, vote for the parliamentary candidate of the opposition party, and vote for the presidential candidate of the ruling party. So with about 30% swing voters, you joke with your political future if you mess with them.
I see. Now, I mean, there's a question though. I know they will still be going to this election in November 4. Between Dr. Bawumia and the second candidate in the election, is there likely to be an upset? From your readings, from your extraordinary competence in election prediction and polling, do you really think there's likely to be an upset, or the winning waves are likely to carry on?
If you ask me 2 weeks to vote, I'll be able to pinpoint.
Okay.
But if Allan Chamatin stays out, that means his party will give a direction to who his followers should vote for. If Mr. Chamatin does not go as an independent presidential candidate, it is likely he may support one of the 4 candidates, but definitely not Vice President Bawumia. Which is an interesting coincidence, because 50 years ago, Allan, was in that privileged position. So if Allan does not contest as an independent presidential candidate in 2024, he may still decide to support somebody within the MPP, because 2024 elections, you may have to file around middle of 2024. So he can still decide that his supporters that he's left behind, they should vote for any of the 3 other candidates apart from Dr. Bawumia. So he can still have an influence on the outcome. concerning, there are some people whose first choice will be, let's say, Allan. Their second choice may be Baumia, not necessarily Kennedy Japan.
Okay.
Some people, their first choice will be Allan. Their second choice may be Kennedy, or their second choice may be Afia Kuto. So yes, they will have a little bit of influence, but maybe 2 weeks to time, I'll be able to give an idea whether they will be heading for a runoff or to be a first round victory for one person.
The other point that was raised by Chief Kojumpiani was that the party is on the wrong pedestal on this particular matter.